I'm going to take a moment right now and mute everyone. Awesome. 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 So it is now 7:38. We are super, super blessed to be having an incredible person with us today to give us a lot of gems, and we have no excuse. So the video that I just opened up with is none other than Mr. Eric Thomas, who some of us are getting ready to jet off on a flight in a couple of hours. He's going to be our keynote speaker at our convention in Dallas, Texas, which is going to be life changing. So, with that being said, I want to introduce our guest speaker tonight, who is very, very, very credit worthy. I present to you U.S. Navy veteran and accomplished business advisor with over 25 years of proven leadership in affiliate marketing, real estate brokerage, and credit restoration. Recognized nationally as a dynamic speaker, and guys, he truly is, right? Dynamic speaker and trainer. Barry has empowered thousands, okay? Thousands through live events focused on affiliate marketing, credit education, and real estate investment. Currently serving as a business advisor at TMI and Partners Limited, Barry specializes in business credit solutions, strategic planning, and mentorship for entrepreneurs. So, if you are a business owner, you are definitely in the right place. And if you're not a business owner, but you've been thinking about it, you're also in the right place tonight. And if you know anybody that's a business owner or want to be a business owner, make sure you send them a text right now and say, hey, get in the room. We're starting, right? So, mentorship for entrepreneurs, business owners, and CEOs. Get this, y'all. He mentors CEOs. Known for his integrity, gotta love it, enthusiasm, and result driven approach, Barry is dedicated, and I love this, to helping, okay? Helping business access capital and thrive in today's economy. Listen, we all need it. Even if we got a lot of money, we still want to know that we could have more money. And even if we don't need the money, we need to know the information. So when we do know somebody who needs this information, we can say, hey, I know who to talk to. I know who you should connect with. Okay. So, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Barry Braxton. I want to say in advance, thank you so much for taking the time out to be with us today. I know you are a million times more busier than me. And he said it himself. He's probably going to be the last time doing this type of stuff because he just landed on some major, major, major stuff, which he may tell you. But thank you so much in advance. And we're truly appreciative of you sharing this information with us today. Take it away.
Thank you. You can hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Mic check. My mic sound nice. Check one. Hey, so I'm super, super excited to be here. Thank you, Miss King, for having me. People are trying to call me, so I do apologize for that. But look, we are very excited. So what she didn't tell you is that married 35 years, 2 kids, 7 grandbabies, and 1 dog, and the dog got to eat, right? We retired from real estate as a broker for over 25 years. We own a tax preparation franchise. We own a credit repair business. We own a trade line company as well as a funding company. And we just opened up our own private equity company to do large global projects. So we're very excited to be here. Look, what more can I say? You know, we want to get to the basics of people helping business owners to get access to capital, right? So that's the name of the game. How can I grow my business to where I could have a valuation to 7 figures? So 7 figures, most people don't know, over $1 million in revenue. So that's what my goal here is. One second, people are texting me. Just want to tell them I'm on an important call. I got to call back, all right? I got to call them back later. So with the experience of helping small business owners understand business credit, we coming out of the pandemic, I realized that a lot of business owners had issues with their own personal credit, right? So in order to really maximize your business credit, you really have to understand personal credit. So I want to dive in that a little bit to lay the foundation on how to access, thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. I was talking to someone the other day that, and he has several businesses. He was playing what they call a syndicated lines of credit, which is only business credit cards game. And right now he has $1.625 million in business credit cards. Right. So what he have done, you can use business credit cards to do almost any transaction now. And what he has done is purchase a house, multiple families in the New York area. So that's in Harlem. Refinance it, pay back the credit cards, and do it all over again. So imagine the type of net worth he's creating for his family for generations to come. And that all started with personal credit to lead the business credit. So we're going to talk a little bit about business credit. They call it tier 4 business credit. I don't know, you want to write that down. You want to have tier 4 business credit and how to get there. But let's first start. I think Mr. Deck gave me sharing opportunities. Let me see real quick if I have this on my screen. Is it here? All right. 6 ways to improve your credit score. So everybody can see this pie, correct? On this pie, there are 5 data points. This is the basic of personal credit. It's really 6 data points, and I want to ensure that you understand this. Your credit score do not matter. It's your data points that makes all the difference. So the 6th one that's not on here is derogatory. You don't get no scores or no credit for derogatory. So charge off, collections, bankruptcies, child support, overdue library book, right? We don't get no points for derogatory collections and charge off. What we do have is payment history, amounts owed, types of credit, new credit, and length of credit history. So what do this all mean? So you see the biggest piece of the pie is payment history. 100% on-time payment is what you need to get all of that 35% of your score. So the question is, what is the score? The score ranges from 300 to 850. It used to go up to 900 before the pandemic, but after the pandemic, they reduced it down to the highest you could get is 850 right now. So 300 to 850 is 550 points, correct? If you take 550 and times it by 35%, you'll get a number. And that would be added to calculate your score to 850. So the goal is to get to 800. When you get to 800 credit scores or higher, you are undeniable, right? So what did I mean payment history 35%? 100% on-time payment, right? So when you have 100% on-time payment, you'll get 35% of that 850 from 300 to 850, 550 points. You get 35% of that score. That's very important. Number 2 is amount owed. That's utilization. That's 30% of your score. So 550 times 30%, you get another number. That will add to your score. 300 they give you. If you have a social security number, a TIN number, they give you 300. So you're going to add these scores or points to that score to get your score, correct? So you see people in 400, 500 credit scores because most of the time is these two right here. Payment history and utilization or amounts owed. So if you have late payments, you have high utilization, your score would be low. Even though your score doesn't matter, it's a data point. So if you focus on the data point, your score will automatically go up. So utilization Miss King, the rule is under 30%. So if I have $1,000 credit card, I shouldn't go over a $300 limit. But when you go for funding, and this is a funding course, it's a funding class, you should have your utilization under 3%. I'm gonna just give you the game right at the top. 3%. How did I get 3%? My mama told me to get one credit card and put it in a glass of water, put it in the freezer, and freeze it and break on emergency. That's how I was taught about credit. But how you get utilization under 3, you have to have more than one credit card. So I teach 20, yes, 20 personal credit cards and 20 business credit cards. Yes, 20. That's 40 cards. The record for max out credit cards in America is over 135 cards in 1 year. So 40 is not really a lot. You just have to make sure you manage it. And we'll go into that a little bit. The length of credit history, 15%. So that's the age of your credit. So your age should be 9 years. I hope you're taking notes. So 100% on-time payment, utilization under 3%. I'm just giving you the game right off the top. 9% of average age. So that if you have a credit card for 1 year, and you have a credit card for 20 years, your average age should be 10 years, correct? So they're going to take all your credit cards and they're going to average the age out and they give you the length of the credit. New credit and types of credit, 10% each. In other words, the type of credit is have a mortgage, I have a condo, I have a student loan, I have installment, I have jewelry, I have furniture, I have secure card. All those are types of credit. You only get 10% of their score. And then new credit is utilization, what they call a new credit. Anytime you apply for credit, you get an inquiry. So they usually call it inquiries. That's 10% of your score. So here's the game. Your age should be 9 years, I'm sorry. Your utilization is 30, right? Your history is 35% payment history. Your new credit, which is inquiry, you should have 2 to 3 inquiries, no more than that. The types of credit and the amount of credit is the same. So you should have 15 to 21 accounts, all right? So 15 to 21 accounts are the types of credit, you're going to get 10% of that. Now, that's important because this makes up your profile. So when people talk about credit scores, really doesn't make a difference. It's the profile. I want to make sure that you understand the profile. So we went over that, correct? That's very important. If you understand the profile, you could strategically get your credit scores up to 800 and higher just working on the credit profiles. Now, here's the game. This is why I own a credit repair company. Credit repair can help with late payments. Credit repair can help with inquiries. Credit repair can help with derogatories, so charge-off collections. So those are 3 of the data points. The other 3 data points, the utilization, the age, and the number of accounts. I have a wholesale trade line company. You buy trade lines, you get trade lines from your family, your friends, and you could create the profile or strategically create the profile you need in order to get 800 credit scores. I know that's a lot. It's very boring when you talk about credit, but it's very needed. Let me tell you why. Everything you pay is based on your credit score or your credit profile. Why would I cut on my light and gas? They ask for my social security number. It's based on your credit. Why'd I go get a house, get a car, get a health insurance, car insurance, life insurance? Everything's based on my credit. So it's either fee-based or interest-based. So the lower my data points, the higher the interest rates, the higher the fees. I used to tell people years ago, is you reduce to reduce all your fees and interest, increase your credit profile. All your bills will reduce. I don't need a second job or third job. I need to improve my credit profile in order to reduce all my bills, right? So right now they're offering 0% interest rates on business credit cards for 12 to 18 months. There's 4,500 banks that offer business credit cards and personal credit cards. If you have 10 to 12 to 15, 20 business credit cards for 0% for the first 12 months, can you open up 20 more and transfer over that balance to get another 12 to 18 months, 0% interest rate. So I could charge up everything in my business and don't have to pay no interest for the next 3 to 5 years if I strategically plan and consciously think about it and train my brain and train my my Excel sheet. I'm gonna go 12 months across and list all my bills. Let's get this. I'm gonna list the due date, I'm gonna list the statement date, and I'm gonna list the reporting date. There's 3 dates on every credit card. The most important is reporting date. It's due on the 1st, right? The statement came out on the 25th, is due on the 1st. By the 5th, they're gonna report it. So now consciously, I know if I have utilization over 30, 40% on one card, and I have enough card, I can switch that balance over to the next card. You can't Google that. So if I have 20 cards, 10 is due on the 1st and other 10 is due on the 15th. So I can move that transfer over them debts so my utilization won't happen. That's one way to reduce your utilization. Another way is I get business credit cards that do not report on my personal credit. There's some business credit cards that report on your personal credit. There's a lot of them that do not. So I could transfer my personal debt over to my business credit card at 0% interest rate and reduce all my utilization on my personal side so my score go back up. Nobody's telling people this about how to leverage your personal credit to get business credit cards in the millions. What I'm going to do with millions of dollars in business credit, I'm going to buy cash flow businesses, laundromats, mini storage facilities, car washes, right? Fulfillment center, e-commerce business. Those industries create cash, and I use business credit to do it at 0% interest rate. I own a tax preparation franchise, value tax services for the last 8, 9 years. I'm a specialist. I sell it. I also finance it. That franchise for me probably make $300,000 in 4 months. Right? That's a great way to go into a franchise to create revenue, because retirement is not going to be enough. I'm going to need a side gig to create cash flow, to create revenue. So when I retire, then I'm going to see Miss King and see how to protect that, right? How to grow that. But that's a great way. And then with preparation software, you don't have to do it. You can hire a data entry person. I hire a data entry person for 4 months out of the year, and they come back year after year for that extra cash, and they do all the entries. The software does all the work. Some people make $500,000. H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, Liberty, they make $1 million in 4 months or more, right? They have no location. We have all locations. We Black owned in every state, right? That's a great way to create revenue. Right now, we create in virtual spaces, so I could hire people and they could work from home, bring their own clients, and I give them 65% of the fee. I make 35%. They get the client, they do the work. I make an override, but they use my software. They ain't got to pay no franchise fee. What? I just save you $40,000 franchise fee. Just come work with me. I don't have time to do it no more. I'm trying to give it to my kids, right? But those are different strategies that you have to think about. How do I create money? No matter what you're doing, where you work at, you can create side hustle businesses, legit businesses, and create cash flow. So if you're not making $300,000 a year, definitely text me. I'm gonna show you how to do it, right? But you got to understand how personal credit work, how the profile work in order to leverage your business credit. Now, we're gonna have time for questions after it. So let's go into how I build business credit. There's 4 tiers to building business credit. Now, get this, you could build business credit without your personal credit. It's going to take longer, that's all. So there's 4 tiers. Dr. King, I call her Dr. King. She's pulling it out of me. I can see it in her face. You got to give them the source. You got to give them the game. I charge people for this, but I'm gonna give it to y'all free. Just don't tell nobody. Keep it a secret. Tier 1. Tier 1. There's 4 to 5 net 30 accounts. They're usually under $1,000. So your Uline, Staples, your Lowe's, Home Depot, you open that in the business name. Now, if you don't own a business, there's 5, 6 things you need. Let's go to that real quick, Ms. King. So they won't say I didn't give them information. One, you got to get an entity. So there's LLCs, there's C Corp, there's S Corps, right? There's DBAs, doing business as, right? So most people do LLCs. There's some states you can hire your identity, Wyoming, Delaware, wherever you register your business, make sure the name is there. So you need incorporation. I need an entity, whether it's LLC. Next, I need an EIN number. You could get one EIN number a day. You go to irs.gov, look on the EIN number. You get one a day. How many days in a week? 5. So technically, I could get 5 businesses in 1 week and get 5 EIN numbers and have 5 different businesses, technically. Number 47, he have over 500 EIN numbers. So you know who number 47 is. He leveraged business credit in the billions because he had multiple EIN numbers. And there's a way that you could protect the revenue from each of the businesses and have one business take all the debt, and then he filed bankruptcy under that one business. So he stays in business. But that's another story, right? So I need EIN number. I got my corporation. I need a website. I need a domain name. I need a business email address, not Yahoo or Gmail. All right. info@odetaking.com. That's a legit email address. I need a phone number and I need a business address. Right. Go to Regis or a virtual office. You get to a registered agent in most of these states, they do it all for you. Right. So when I have them 6, 7 things, whatever it is, let me see. Corporation, EIN, domain, which is a website, email address, phone number, physical address, 6 things. The government says in the US, most people don't know that you could get a loan in your business name without no personal credit up to $50,000 once you start a business. And most banks don't do it, so they go to these community banks or these financial community centers that have they call microloans up to $50,000. So you usually get 30, 40, $45,000 just for opening up a business. Now imagine having 5 EIN numbers getting up to 50,000 times 5. You have 250,000 funding, correct? That's easy. And I just told you get 1 EIN number a day, right? So you could do that. So once you have the corporation incorporated, and if you have a social security number, you get an EIN number. You need a social security number, get an EIN number. And if you have a home address, technically you could use your home as your business address. It's called a home-based business. There's 435 tax write-off for a business. It doesn't say it had to be a brick and mortar. So that's game. So I can start a home-based business and still get all these write-offs without even leaving my house. Correct? So everybody's in my business. The kids, the dog, they got to wash the company car, they got to take out the company trash, they got to make up the company bed, right? You could get up to, I think it's $4,500 for each kid as a tax write-off. $14,500. That's insane. That's crazy. That's amazing. So if you got 2 or 3 kids, you owe almost $45,000 write-off. Separate business, separate bank accounts for each kid. Put the $14,000 in there every year. Give half to a debtor for an investment club. Take the other $7,000, pay for their birthdays, their Christmas, their holiday gift, their clothes, and then you can write the whole thing off. Let them pay for it themselves. Ain't that beautiful? You don't got to pay taxes, they ain't got to pay taxes. Nobody give you game like this, right? This is basic stuff. So go back to the 4 tier. Tier 1, 4 to 5 vendor accounts, net 30 accounts, they call them. Here's the thing, you got to spend money on them vendor accounts. So if I got 4 or 5 of them, if I spend $100 each, that's $500, correct? I make on-time payment. Business credit is really on one credential, on-time payment. Pay, you got 30 days, pay on day 28. Pay before time. That's how you get on-time payments, correct? The other thing about business credit is you have to spend, they want you to spend 80% utilization. Where on the personal side, I told you 3%. On the business side, you got to spend 80% of utilization to get more funding. The more money your business is spending, the more money they want to give you. That's America. We're in debt to trillions of dollars, and they still lending us money because we have all these taxpayers, correct? So the more debt you in your business side, the more money they give you. Debt is money. So when people tell you go debt free, they want you to get out of money. I don't listen to them type of people. I just want to have good debt on the business side. You understand that? So tier 2 is probably the value go from 1,000 to 2,500. Each net 30 account is 4 to 5 in that tier 2. But you understand, I got to order product, I got to wait for it to come, and I got to make the payment, and I got to wait till it show up. So that's 60 to 90 days for every tier. You see why it takes so long to build business credit? I got 4 tiers to go to. So I got to wait 60, 90 days to report on my business credit every tier. So I could be easy 8 to 12 months just building, or longer, just building business credit, all the way up to 4 tier. 4 tier credit, you got 10,000 more on your limits on all your net 30 accounts. You got $10,000 or more. So now I could go out and borrow 100, 200, 300,000 on my business side without ever using my personal credit. But it could take me 12 to 18 months to get there. If you do the personal credit, get to 800, and I told you to get 20 business credit cards. You see why I told you that? So if I got 4 tiers and 5 net 30s, that's 20, correct? And now you already have 20 business credit cards. You automatically shoot on your business credit just like that in 2 weeks or less. So now to show you how to get a paydex score of 80 just on business credit cards without going to all the vendors. So it's a faster way to do business credit. And when you do that, then you start getting term loans after 2 years in business, lines of credit. But the first under 2 years in business, you're going to get syndicated lines of credit, which is basically business credit cards. But remember, it's 4,500 banks out there looking to lend you money. They look to give you car notes, they look to give you lines of credit, term loans, and all other products and bank products. And then you also need a business bank account to add that list when you get to the list of things you need to start a business. Get a business bank account. You want to start building business relationship. So far, so good. We good? Everybody good? All right, good. Thank you. All right, so now that I have this tier 4 business credit score, I could go out and get fleet financing. So if you were in transportation business, you could get trucking. You could get now the new thing that Amazon don't own none of their cars, even the name is all over it. That's a business. You could buy an Amazon truck and deliver for Amazon. You ain't got to deliver. You can hire a driver to do that. And they give you contracts in the millions. How many Amazon trucks do you want? It's called fleet financing. So now I get a fleet of trucks in my business name and go into business with Amazon or Walmart. We don't want to mention the T word. But anyway, any one of them, they do transportation. Big thing now is transporting medical supplies. You get a truck. Sorry, that's my grandbaby.
Wow. So are you guys picking up what he's putting down? Is this good stuff or what? Anybody want to drop some gems? What they've caught so far? Great stuff. Great stuff. Yep.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. I told you I'm at my grandbaby's house in Virginia, my daughter. So, but anyway, when you start doing business credit, you start leveraging into the millions of dollars. So I don't know. I guess you could put in chat what type of business or industry you're in. If you want to put it in. So if it's financial services, that's a business. If it's real estate, that's a business. So all these different industries, you could use the same method, information, no matter what industry you're in. So I went to a real estate office. They have 50 real estate agents. I told all of them to do the same thing. They could use business credit cards to run Facebook ads. And the goal is every dollar you spend on Facebook ads, you make $2. So if I spend $10,000 on business credit card, I can make $20,000 next month. That's the rule. But if you borrow money in your business name, 100 to 500,000, the rule should be 30-40% profit or more. So imagine spending $100,000 this month and making $150,000 next month. Pay back the 100, get 50,000 profit, 6,000 profit for the year. So that's the type of revenue that your business should be making. So like I said, if you're not making $300,000 a year from home, just call me, text me. I'll show you how to do it. That's good. All right, so I've been talking for a long time. I'm ready to open up for questions. You want them to raise their hand or put it in the chat? What do you want them to do, Ms. King?
I guess you guys, if you want, we could unmute, just unmute, or maybe raise your hand, whichever is easy.
Raise your hand and unmute.
We're not all going at the same time.
Yeah, so I guess you could monitor that, Ms. King. Just see who raised their hand. Man, I did so well. Nobody raised their hand. I guess they're ready to all sign up.
Okay, so Mickey raise his hand. Let me unmute.
All right, so go ahead, unmute. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Before your grandbaby came in, you were talking about medical transportation, but after you came by, you did not complete that. I wanted to hear the full part of that. You were saying that the big thing is medical transportation. You were talking about fleets and all that.
Yes, so medical transportation is huge. They're transporting blood, they're transporting body supply, and they need people to transport that. So you could do a fleet financing on that industry alone. Right?
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
You could Google medical transportation services, and you'll see them pop up all over Google. They in dire strait. Remember, medical field right now is huge. So a lot of these commercial real estate, and most people don't realize this, but $2.7 trillion of commercial loans are up for maturity, which means they call them back. They got low interest rates 4, 5, 6 years ago, 3%, 4% on commercial loans. Now they 7%, 7.5% interest rate, so which means they can't afford the payment. So a lot of these commercial real estate across America is dead. I was in Long Island. I live in Long Island. I was looking at all these factories, and one company, Northwell, has dominated that space and took all the commercial spaces and put medical centers there, because the medical industry is huge. People are getting sicker and sicker. I don't know, is it healthcare, is it Medicaid? I don't know what it is, but medical centers is huge. But they need people to transport these medical supplies to them across the nation. So most people don't think about that stuff, but that's a way to make money. Especially you have excellent credit and great business credit, and you ain't got to do the work. You can hire people. You'll make enough money to hire folks. So I hope that answered the question.
Yes, you did.
All right, thank you. Who's next? All right, this is going to be a good class. This was real good. So everybody's going to follow suit. They're going to follow the 6 data points for the personal credit. They're going to follow the 4-tier business credit build, how to do that. We could go deeper into all that, but right now, just overview.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay, who's that?
This is Erica. How are you doing?
How you doing?
Everyone's doing. I wanted to know, so, because you spoke about the different tiers, what one has to reach to get to the money or whatever, to get a large sum of money. So would you be able to walk us through the steps, like if we have a business idea, whether it's finance or like group homes, you're able to walk us through the steps of like what to do with getting the LLC. I wrote the stuff down, the list. I know with the LLC, the EIN number, and you said the website, like the 6 things that you have to do. You said that's the basics of getting the ball going to be in your business name.
Correct.
Instead of personal,
yeah, so the rest of that was getting a DUNS number, DUNS, a Dun and Brad, they call it. Then you get a PAYDEX score, you get a SSBS score, which is Small Business Administration use. So
see, all those abbreviations and everything that you're saying, my brain is like, so I guess, well,
yeah.
I
could put my information in the chat, and then we could just follow up. That's no problem.
Okay, because I have friends and stuff that own businesses and stuff that you know, something about having friends and they have their business and stuff. You know, I rather, I guess, get it on my own. You say not. You know, people are like gatekeeping information and stuff, and so you have to get the ball rolling yourself because it is quite intimidating. You know, if you don't really have anyone to guide you and lead you the proper way. So,
right. So TMI and Partners is a company I'm partnered up with. So TMIUM.com is a website. So I put Barry at TMIUM.com. It's my email. I'm the director of the Credit Solution Center for them. We are a full service business solution center. So we have everything you need to grow your business. Tax professionals, credit, real estate, funding, factoring, M&M, merger and acquisition, movies, grant writers. So everything you need to grow your business.
Writing too?
Yeah, we have grant writing too, government contracting. So we have all that under TMI umbrellas. It's a one-stop shop for all businesses. And I'm just a partner on the credit. I'm the director of the Credit Solution Center. So I teach personal credit and business credit. And then we have a whole team of people to help grow your business. So, and I also do business startup and solutions. So I can help you start your business and then how to grow it to the 7 figures that you need. So, you know, $100,000 is nothing no more. This with you, even though 97% of the company of the country,
ain't nothing no more.
Only 97% of the country do not make 100,000. Only 3%. But $100,000 is not nothing. If you live in New York and you make $100,000, it's really like 30,000.
Oh wow!
The rent is high. Correct?
Well, I have one more question before I get off. So what about your personal credit? You're saying you can just go based off your business credit, but you're there also to help with your personal credit if your personal credit is not that great.
Call me, email me. So
okay.
In the beginning of this session, this recorded, she probably sent it to you. I talked about the 6 data points of personal credit. So once you have your personal credit on fleet, as young people say, you keep it 800. And they say keep it 100. I say keep it 800. Keep your personal credit score 800. Once you get there, I'm gonna show you how to get 20 personal credit cards and 20 business credit cards, where you have stellar business credit and personal credit, and you'll have 300 to 500,000 in business funding every 6 months.
And what do you know about like student loans? Like the student loan, is that like because that's my thing, is I owe student loans.
Is it personal or government?
It's government.
Right. So they have what they call them?
Loan forgiveness program, are you saying, or?
Yeah, they have programs to help with student loans. But remember, the Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1972, there's certain things that if it's inaccurate, outdated, it got to be removed. Even student loans can be removed off your credit if it's inaccurate. So I own my own credit repair company, so I help.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your information.
You're welcome.
All right.
She's like, I'm getting my information and run.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Miss Ellen.
Yes. I'm really sorry that my great nephew is not here, even though I shared it, because he is number 10 on the list in New Jersey when it comes to food business. I think he's good with the ribs and whatever it is. However, this might be a little outside of what you said, but it has to do with credit. What's the theory behind saying to someone, do not close their credit card? Because I've heard that.
Right.
You might not be using it, but they say don't close it down. Don't shut it out.
Right. So remember, I talk about the 15 to 21 accounts.
Yes.
Right. So when she talked about student loan, I haven't met no one with one student loan. So all the student loans are different accounts. If you have a credit card that you're paying on time and utilization is low, I wouldn't close it because it's going to help you. If you want to do business, you got to want to do something with your credit. I met a few people with 850 credit score. They ain't want to do nothing. They ain't own no house. They ain't own no car. They got no student loans. They got no business funding. They just want to have 850 credit score just to be having it. So it got to be a reason why you want the credit. So if he's in the food business, he need to grow that business. I got people making 10, 15, 20 million dollars a year in their business, and they all need more money to grow. Correct? So if they making 10, 15 million a year, and we only making 50 to $100,000 a year, we all need money to grow. Correct?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Dr.
So I hope that answered your question.
What do you say to the people that, oh my God, another credit card? Why would I get 15 credit cards? Because that's like, people are going to be like, 15? What am I doing with 15?
Right.
How do you respond to those people?
Because you want the utilization and to be spread out. So I could spread out $100,000 over 10 cards, correct? Over 20 cards, better than I could put $100,000 on one card. My utilization is high. Well, a lot of people don't have $100,000 credit card. I'm sorry. Let's keep it small. So if I have $3,000, $5,000 credit card, and I run it up, max out. Remember that utilization is 30% of my score. If I max out my credit card, my score drops. So I want to spread it off, spread across multiple cards. They don't teach us in public school. My wife is a school teacher, but they don't teach this. I go to church. They don't teach this in church. My father and my mother didn't know. They didn't teach me. So, but you wonder how do people travel the way they do? How did everybody go to Starbucks every day, spend $10 on coffee, $300 a month on coffee with their credit cards? People put a fast food on their credit card, a supermarket on a credit card. The smart people use business credit card, correct? Get the points and use the points to pay for everything. People use points to pay their mortgage, their car note, their light and their gas bill, their food and their clothes. Because that's all on the business side. So if I have business credit card and I'm spending $60,000, $70,000 a month because of the transaction, there's a lot of points. Somebody got to use their points. Correct. Another thing you could do with business credit card and your business name, you could buy a house. There's title company that use credit card to close on a house. So imagine getting $500,000 in business credit card, put $200,000 from the business credit card down on $1 million house. That's a 20% down payment. It's called a DSCR, debt service cover ratio. You own $1 million house with no money in your pocket. Use your business credit card to do it. Then you rent it out, pay back the credit card and the mortgage. Come on, somebody.
Talk to us. Man, I'm telling you, and people don't know these things. And it's like you wonder why we are where we are and we say we're good. Like every day people are telling us we're good, but they don't even know this information. How could they be good if they don't even know this stuff?
Correct. And Ohio, is it Ohio? No, Detroit is in Ohio, right? Yeah, so there's 800,000 foreclosures under $1,000 in one state. If you got a $5,000 credit card, I'll be running to that state and buying 5 houses. Come on, somebody. Right? Any other questions?
So what I'm hearing is, okay, so someone has stellar personal credit. And again, this is for the people who obviously want to go to the next level. We're not talking to the people who like just want to have an 850 credit score and then they're like hugging it and not doing anything with it. This is for the people who want to take their life to the next level because there's opportunities out here for us to go to the next level. I think a lot of us we're so comfortable with probably making what we're making and we think we've arrived because we've got the house and maybe the Benz car and then we're good. But there's so much more, right? There's so much more we could have if we have this information. And I think tonight you really uncover it and pull back the curtain because when it comes to credit, people they don't understand credit. They don't know how to manage it. And then if the ones who do got good credit, they may not be doing none of these things that you're just telling us. So I hear, okay, so we have the good credit score, personal credit. We leverage that to get business credit and just use your business credit for everything. It's where as you spend money, you make money, right? I know I personally, for one, like a lot of the stuff that I'm getting right now from my business credit card is all points. I put even $1 on my American Express because guess what? That dollar that I just charged is going to give me some points. And that points is going to pay for something if I go on Amazon and I'm getting the stuff for free. So it's really educating our people how to use credit smart. Even
Correct.
if you don't really need the extra stuff, why won't you not need the extra stuff? You're saving money at the end
If
of the
you
day.
right, if you paying bills, you need points to pay them bills with. Right. So one extra note, and I heard this from a friend of mine the other day. Use your credit card like your debit card. If you spend $100 on your credit card today, the next day you paid $100. You don't have to worry about utilization. Use it like a debit card.
Mm,
Pay
yeah,
everything. You got to pay anyway. If you use a debit card, the money come right out anyway. So just reverse that thing.
I love that. That right there is game because most people are
That
like, well, no, I got the money. I'm gonna pay with
right.
my
So,
debit card.
but
Why
right, every
pay for
time
that?
you charge your card, you get points. You spending the money anyway. You got it in your bank account. Just pay it the next day.
Mm, I
You
love
like that? That's free. I won't even charge you for that.
that.
I have
But
another question.
I
That
think I
brings
might
me
have
to
another answer. Might have another answer.
that brings me to the point you're talking about, managing it and also payment on time. So let's say you have a credit card that has to be paid on the 1st of August. Let's say $300. But today's what? Today's the 23rd. I pay $300. Do I still have to pay that $300 on the 1st? Because I'm telling myself I have the money, I'm paying it early. So am I expected to pay another $300 on the 1st, or the one that I pay today covers that?
It all depends on your balance, correct? If I due $300, my balance $300, I pay it today. You ain't got to pay it on the first. You already
Okay,
paid it, correct?
that's
You
what I
just paid it
wanted.
before time. But if you have a balance of 900, your payment's still due, then you're still doing it that first. You got me? But if you use it like a debit card, you ain't got to worry about it. 'Cause every time you use it, you pay it. It automatically builds the points and your utilization stay low because you never carry over debt. Remember, I told you keep your utilization under 3%. So imagine having 0% utilization. This is how people get 20 to 40 business cards and credit cards. Because the utilization, they just spread it. They use it, pay it, use it, pay it. We've been conditioned, programmed to pay it every 30 days. But there's no rule that you couldn't pay it every day.
Mhm.
Especially you have a
Thank you.
fleet of cars that's making you money, or a tax franchise, or whatever side business you have, right? That's creating cash flow, a laundromat business, a car wash, lawnmower service. You ain't got to do the work. You just got to hire the people to do the work. Still gonna make a profit. Get a business advisor like myself. We have all the CPAs, accountants, attorneys, lawyers, same thing, right? Real estate people, anything you need for your business, even software. So, what do they call that? The payroll, HR software, tax software to make sure you're paying your taxes on time, especially in New York. Employment tax, sales tax, all that got to be paid. You just get a software to manage all that for you and get somebody to pay it. So if you pay for the service and it costs you, $5,000 a year, but you made $500,000, does it make a difference? We don't spend the money because we don't make the money, and we never been taught how to make the money, how to use, get this, OPM, other people's money. bank money is other people's money. They got the biggest game in town. Every time you deposit $1, they can lend out 10. That's the big, and they get interest. So interest is equity, and then the debt is sold and you get more interest. So that's why I said when people tell you get out of debt, they tell you get out of money, because money is debt. Debt is money. That's how people make money. Create money on debt of other people's money.
Man, listen, who did this to us? Dr. Braxton, who did this to us?
Malcolm X said we've been tricked.
Even with the bank, like everybody is so hugging the bank, like, oh, I got my money in the bank, I got my money in the bank, and meanwhile, the bank is taking your $5 and go lend it out to make $20.
More than that, 10 times a month, right? They're taking 10 times a month, but we've been tricked, hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok. So they never really wanted to give us financial literacy. What Adetta King is doing in financial literacy is huge. Remember, when we came out of slavery in 1800s, the president came with the Freeman's Bill, the Freeman's Bank. Millions of dollars went in that bank from Black people, and they stole our money. 100 years later, Dr. King started talking about financial literacy, and they shot him for it. You understand that? So every time the country was on helping us, Black and brown people, understand financial literacy, the economy, how money really worked, people got killed over it. It's not until George Floyd, when people started, the corporation, not the government, started giving billions of dollars to help train us, educate us. So here's a free game. If you want to start a business, if you don't know where to start, for free, I'm getting this for free. It's called, what is this, Doctor? OperationHope.org. It's a nonprofit. Right? John Hope Bryan has 1 million Black business initiative. 1 million Black business initiative. They will set you up for free, start your business, and then give you a Shopify account. If you have a business, you need to have an e-business, e-com business. So Shopify done donated for the next 10 years, $190 million to teach financial literacy and help 1 million Black businesses in America to operate. Right now, I think they're at the 500,000. It's only been maybe 5 years now, 6 years.
Yeah, he's doing an amazing job. I follow him every day on Instagram. He's on the money. He is really pushing this financial literacy, and I love it.
They donate $100 million a year to his organization as a nonprofit. If I got $100 million a year, I'll be doing my job too, training people for free. He's in churches, he's in banks. They never had a financial literacy free course in banks until John Hope Bryan got in there. But they gave him, the corporation give him $100 million a year in donation. It's called CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility. Nobody heard of that, right? Right. So but Adetta King was I'm in the private equity space. I'm doing CSR as well. There's billions, matter of fact, there's trillions of dollars in the corporate arena given to help minority, underserved communities to develop housing, credit unions, medical centers, and this is where I'm at now. My partners we created our own desk to get this corporate social responsibility, which is billions of dollars to help develop all these different housing projects and medical clinics and credit unions. I work with the churches. I'm working with, especially in the Black and brown community. So that's why I said this probably the last time I do something like this, because I'm gonna pass it on to someone else to teach small business owners how to access capital. Think about this: 35 million businesses in America, small businesses. 10% of Black and brown and women owned. 3.5 million businesses in America. 98% of them have not one employee, and the average revenue is $20,000 a year. I can make more money at McDonald's than trying to start my own business without access to capital. So if you want to start your business, think about hiring a business advisor, consultant, someone like me to help you grow your business into the millions so you could grow. So if I only charge you 100,000, but you made 10 million, that's nothing. I won't charge you 100,000 though, but anyway. But that's why you hire consultants. That's why they're big right now, because especially if someone knows what they're doing. So, and with us, you know, there's a trust factor. You ain't got to trust me. Just trust the people I help, trust the contract, right? Trust the agreement, and then we stand on that, and then we build. Because you cannot borrow millions of dollars in your personal name. You only borrow millions of dollars in your business name. You can always borrow more money in your business name than your personal name. Unless there's a house. They'll give you $1 million mortgage, but they won't give you $1 million loan in your name for business. You understand that? That's crazy, right? So let's get the $1 million loan in business name, and we buy the house in the business name, and we rent from our business. When you buy a house in business name, the whole house is 100% write-off. If you buy a house in personal name, only 40% is a write-off. Ding, ding, ding. I'm buying every house in my business name. And then I put that in a trust for the next 300, 400 years. And pay no taxes. I'm sorry, defer taxes for the next 300, 400 years. That's another story, another conversation. All right, so if there are no more questions, put my number and my email address in the chat. Barry@tmium.com. The phone number is 929-519-8950. Business line. You can reach out to me if I could be an assistant to anyone. Just make sure I get a copy of everybody who registered. I appreciate that. I can follow up.
Definitely. I will be emailing out the recording, and then I'll also email you the list of attendees. Thank you so much. I could listen to you speak all day, every day. You are a wealth of knowledge. Does anybody have any other final questions?
I think I got one. So your offer, is it like result oriented, meaning that, you know, are you, let's say I engage you. Is it based on, let's say you get me 100,000, I get you 15%. Is that what we're talking about? Because what if I don't have the upfront money?
Right. So let's reverse. I only charge 5% of the 100,000.
Okay.
And I onboard you for $2,000 as a client because I need to go to the documentation. If you don't have the documentation, we have to help you create the documentation in order to get the 100,000. And if you don't have the great credit score that you need to get the 100,000, I won't onboard you as a client for funding. I onboard you as a client for credit repair because I got to get you to 800 first before I onboard you for funding. Because remember, when you get 800 credit score, you undeniable. So my first job to get you 800 if you don't have it. You understand that? So I'm not trying to rip people off. I'm guaranteeing you the funding. I understand the credit profile. I have the credit repair business and I have the trade line. I could take you from zero to hero and then get you $500,000 every 6 months. Now, is that worth $2,000 up front and 5% on the end? Not 15, 20, 30%. Mostly people charge it. I want to help you, not hurt you. And if you get 500,000, pay me 5%, that's 25,000. That's a write-off. But if you get 500,000, if you work it right, you can make millions of dollars from that 500,000. So that 25,000 you pay me is nothing. It's a write-off. But now I tell people I'd rather borrow $500,000 in my business name and make millions of dollars than trying to buy a $500,000 house and make nothing for the next 30 years.
That right there is a game. Oh my God, because everybody's just trying to get the house, and they think, okay, got
right.
the house, good. And now this house is liability because they didn't bring it in no money.
They've been sold the American dream. The American dream is home ownership. That's a plot. Because it brings no cash flow. The young people got it. Youth right now, they're not buying houses. They building businesses. Let me make the money first, then buy the house. So the next houses that I buy is all cash. Matter of fact, I might even buy it. My trust's going to buy it. You understand that? That's a different mindset. But if home ownership is where you want to go, If you want to do it smart, put it in a business name and then rent from the house. The whole house is 100% write-off. And then you borrow the money for the down payment through your business. So you keep your pension money, keep your 401k. It's not much, but keep it in your bank. You use other people's money to buy a house.
He said it's not much. You're right about that because the stock market is eating it up and taxes is eating it up.
I know. This is just the scratch of what we talked about. We can really go and really finance it, understand economics, how money is created. I told you that the bank, every time you put $1, the bank lends you 10. Now imagine billions of dollars going to the bank. The church raised $11 billion last year, the black church. They lent out over $100 billion just from what the church deposit, what the church had. And I'm a deacon in church. I can talk about it. We don't have nothing. We own no hospitals. We own no supermarkets. We own no banks. We own no medical clinics. But we deposit billions of dollars to all these banks that do nothing for us. So I'm part of the global African community. And most people don't understand that this community worldwide is the 19th largest country. There's 193 countries in the world. The global African community is number 19 because of the wealth we have, which is that we don't know it yet. So we're not broke. We just don't cooperate well together yet. Somebody said, who taught you all this information? I'll be sitting in the right rooms, the right table. That's all.
Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
Right?
Erica, you on your way too because you're in the right room right now and you're going to Dallas. So it's all about being in the right room to get this information. You're not gonna get it from the corner store or the block or your friend. Nope.
The school system not teaching us, and hopefully so the church is not teaching us, and our parents don't know. And you can't blame them because they wasn't taught. So now we know. You can't Google the information I just. You can't Google none of that I just told you. It's not out there. You got to hire somebody to get it. All right. So thank everyone. Appreciate for showing up, taking out the time, and listening to this old grandpa. I got 7 grandbabies, so I'm an old grandpa right now. Anything else? We good to go?
Looks like we're good to go. So guys, thank you so much for being on tonight for this priceless knowledge. Dr. Braxton did put his phone number in the chat, so you definitely want to reach out to him to schedule a free consultancy. Obviously we know he definitely is qualified to help us, right? We know for sure. So, there's some people here that might be thinking, well, that I don't know, because I've had conversations with people who said, I don't know about all this stuff. I'm not gonna get no 20. Let me mute that one. So some people are gonna be saying, well, I don't know about getting no 20 credit card. Listen, this is gonna go 2 ways. You want to be a business owner, we go in the business route. You don't want to be a business owner, well, at least leverage your credit so you're saving more money and keeping more money in your pocket because you're gonna spend the money either way. You're gonna spend you paying the light bill either way. You paying the phone bill either way. So let's just put that stuff on the credit card and get something for spending something, right? So you're either gonna go the business route, you got a business, you're on here, you need to talk to us. You need to talk to Dr. Braxton to see how you can move the needle in your business, especially if you have a service business or a business that has a commodity that you need to spend money to buy goods. Oh, you need to be on speed dial after we get off this call. If you have a service business, someone like me who does financial planning, well, I don't have to spend a lot of money, but I still have to spend money. I'm going to Dallas tomorrow, and guess what? My credit card was swiped for that. I'm going to stay at a hotel. My credit card is going to swipe for that. I'm going to eat there. My credit card is going to swipe for that. And all that is going to give me points, and it's going to give me miles. And then I go on the next trip, and I'm going to use those points for the next trip, right? So you're either the business route or you don't want to go the business route. Maybe you don't need 20 credit cards. Just leverage the current credit that you have as a personal, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about next week. Well, most of you may or may not know we are heading out to Dallas, Texas tomorrow, right? Where we're going to have Eric Thomas. So when you talk about being in the right room, you're not going to get it from your friends. Sorry to say, my friends are not having this conversation with me. Okay. They are not. So you want to be investing in yourself so that you could put yourself in the room and hear this conversation or see where people are going or hear their mindset. And now it kind of rubs off on you, because if you're talking to four people like this all day, every day, well, you're obviously going to level up, right? So when we come back from Dallas, right, if you are in the New York area, and let me share this right now. The conversation continues in Brooklyn at our office, 2174 Nostrand Avenue, Flatbush Junction, which is going to be next Wednesday. We're going to have two sessions, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And what are we talking about? It's always going to be about money. Okay, if anything about me, we always going to talk about stacking these coins, growing these coins, becoming wealthy, and just leveling up as a community. Because like Dr. Braxton said, we're forced not to be reckoned with. We just don't know it yet, right? Like he said, we're not broke. Maybe we just don't know what to do with this money or how to get this information or this knowledge. So if you know anyone who is in Brooklyn, let's say they have a business, they're thinking of starting a business, or maybe they just want to learn more. They want to be in this environment. This is going to be a free event to the public, right? You guys that are on the Zoom, you'll also get the link to register. It's in person, and we'll have light refreshment, and it's going to be next Wednesday, July 30th, either 2 p.m. or 7 p.m. So let's say you're home, you ain't got a job, or it's your day off, you could come out there at 2 p.m. Or let's say maybe you're working and you can come after work at 7 p.m. So with that being said, thank you so very much. Those of you that are agents, if you need any help from me, just make sure you stick around for a few more minutes. If you have any questions regarding the convention, also stick around. And for everyone else, thank you so much. Make sure you do schedule your one-on-one with myself or Dr. Braxton so we can help you get to the next level, right? We don't want this information to fall on deaf ears. We need to do something with it. Either you're gonna leverage your personal credit, or you're gonna max out and let's go for this $500,000. And like you said, buy the house in your business so it's a tax write-off and it's just more money for you rather than for them. So thank you guys so very much. And again, thank you so much, Dr. Braxton. You are a wealth of knowledge and we truly appreciate you.
Thank you.